Garbage, a byproduct of humans, and is something that each and every one of us creates. It is not something we like to think about, yet it is a fact of life. It is made up of rotting food, refuse, and castaway items that we no longer have any use for, and it all ends up here in the dump. This is a place where a rotting cluster of debris turns into a repulsive, toxic mix where the foul stench is only surpassed by the presence of maggots, flies, and disease-infested rodents. But what if this was your home? What if this is where you foraged for food, digging through the muck, the slime, and the maggots, trying to find anything that's good enough to feed yourself and your children? This is the reality of about 8,000 people living off the dump in the city of Addis Abeba, Ethiopia, in the heart of East Africa. Addis Abeba has a population of approximately 10 million people, where about 1 million inhabitants live on the street. The area in and around the dump is where the poorest of the poor go to live. These are the most desperate people, who are at the bottom of the scale of humanity. The diseased, the orphans, the single mothers, and the elderly, when all hope is gone, make this their home. A home where often 9 families share a single makeshift room with up to 5 people in any one bed. A shared dwelling room where either tuberculosis, leprosy, or AIDS is more commonplace than not. Most of the inhabitants here are women, children, and the elderly that spend their existence combing through the area, digging for items they can salvage for resale or items that can be used for fuel. Can you imagine raising your children like this in a makeshift shelter that barely, if at all, keeps out the rain, the flies, or the rats? A family in this situation all sleep huddled together in one bed, made from whatever they can find in the dump. But even so, with all the extreme hardship that a mother has, she still loves her children and does what she can for them. In most cases, these children have a look of emptiness and hopelessness in their eyes. Their very existence goes from day to day to hour by hour as disease and starvation robs their very soul. Here is a frail elderly woman carrying about 150 pounds or 68 kilograms of reclaimed garbage to the market to make only 5 birr, which is the equivalent of about 70 cents for the day. Some do survive and live to tell about the plight of these impoverished people. One such man is Tesfaye of the Bethel Mission, who briefly tells us of the hardship and is now dedicating his life to rescuing those from the area where he grew up.
This is a village which called Kora. Kora is a village established before 25 years ago. Especially the village know about the garbage yard and the people who are infected in leprosy and HIV. I am growing up in the garbage yard. I lost my father when I was a kid, and due to that I am spending my times in the garbage yard for collecting food for my 2 sisters and my mom. Life here is very hard and very tough. One of the biggest aim of Bethel Orphan is to helping kids from the garbage yard and to helping kids go to schools and to support for them food, school materials, and psychological treatments. This is why Bethel Orphan established.
Bethel is a mission that is dedicated to the rescue of children from the dump. It provides cleanliness, nourishment, education, medical care, and psychological support. It gives these children